In the freezing wilderness, a tent is your absolute last barrier against death. It's a lifeline you protect at all costs. So why would 9 people intentionally destroy theirs? In February 1959, the Ural Mountains of Russia were an unforgiving expanse of deep snow and sub-zero temperatures. The 9 people hiking through them were not reckless amateurs. They were elite, highly conditioned mountaineers who had spent years training for exactly this kind of environment. Because these 9 individuals knew the rules of sub-zero survival better than anyone, their decision to leave the tent suggests they were facing a situation where those rules no longer applied. In the dead of night, something triggered an emergency so immediate that simply unzipping the front door of their tent took too much time. Instead of wasting precious seconds on the frozen zipper, they grabbed a knife and urgently sliced the heavy canvas open from the inside. They fled down the slope into the lethal cold. Most left their heavy winter coats behind. Some were only in their socks. Others ran completely barefoot. They knew stepping out meant freezing to death. But the threat inside that tent was perceived as more terrifying than the certainty of the ice outside. It took weeks for search and rescue teams to finally locate the abandoned campsite. Following the footprints down the mountain, they uncovered a chaotic scene. The 9 bodies were found scattered across a mile of terrain, ending up near a tree line and a ravine. The initial autopsies yielded exactly what you would expect. Several of the hikers died of severe hypothermia, a result of running into a Russian winter without gear. At this point, investigators assumed a localized panic or a sudden avalanche scare had driven them out, resulting in a tragic case of exposure. But the remaining autopsies changed the scope of the investigation. 3 victims suffered massive blunt force trauma, including shattered ribs and internal organ damage. The coroner noted these injuries required the force of a high-speed crash. Yet, looking at their skin, there were 0 external wounds or bruises to match the internal damage. And then they found the final anomaly. One of the victims in the ravine was missing her tongue. These specific findings are difficult to reconcile. An avalanche might crush a rib cage, but it doesn't explain the missing tissue or the lack of external debris damage. An animal attack or a violent encounter with humans would leave obvious lacerations or signs of a physical struggle, but no such marks were recorded. The physical evidence presents a conflict that the 1959 investigation couldn't resolve. No single known threat accounted for the combination of exposure, internal trauma, and missing tissue. Unable to reconcile the facts, Soviet authorities closed the 1959 investigation. Their official conclusion was that the hikers died because of an unknown compelling force. Decades later, the Dyatlov Pass incident remains a case where the official records and physical findings are still being debated, with theories ranging from rare weather events to military involvement. 9 experts died in the Urals, leaving behind a collection of photos, journals, and forensic reports that have yet to provide a single, universally accepted answer. So, look at the evidence. What do you believe forced them out of that tent into the freezing dark? Drop your theory in the comments and follow for tomorrow's mystery.